Good morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where I hopefully can give you a little training inspiration for your Saturday morning meeting. Well, today we're talking about a very important aspect of our business, and it's becoming increasingly more important in this current selling environment. And it's how are you preparing to answer internet leads? You can't be successful in anything you do without preparation, and we all know all buyers are starting their journey online. So it's vital for us to adapt and ensure that we're ready to handle these leads effectively with preparation. So let's dive into the key steps that are going to maximize your chances of success when engaging with internet leads. So, first question, when was the last time, seriously, you went through a customer's journey on your store's website or a third-party lead provider without the customer forcing you there? You took the time to go to Google, to your website, to a vehicle description page, or you went to check your inventory on Cars.com and AutoTrader and saw where it took you. And if you haven't, do it this morning. When a buyer reaches out, they expect you to be the expert and the professional. And most of you sell more vehicles in a month than someone will buy or lease in their lifetime. So let's be the professional they're expecting us to be by having a deep understanding of their journey. We can confidently address their questions and guide them towards the right vehicle if we know where they've been. Second, how fast are you responding? It's everything. TrueCar tells us that if you can answer an internet lead in less than 5 minutes, you have 100% more opportunity of speaking with them. Hello, McFly, did you hear me? I didn't say 10%. I didn't say 50%. I didn't say 75. I said 100%. Internet leads come from people who are actively searching for a vehicle, but their attention spans are short. Catching people while their brains are in shopping mode will make all the difference, and that's what that 5-minute clock represents. Finally, personalization is everything. Your store and your competitors are going to drown a customer in boring templated emails and that are designed to drive a customer to a website they've been to. You need to stand out from that noise. It's absolutely critical to tailor your response to the vehicle as well as any questions they might have asked in the lead. To do that, you need to take at least 30 seconds and read the lead. Make sure you're addressing it if they're asking anything. Remember, everyone wants to be heard today, and it can significantly impact their decision-making process if they feel you are listening and addressing their concerns. Experiencing the customer's digital journey to submitting a lead, answering that lead in under 5 minutes, and understanding and addressing your customer's concerns, now that's preparation for success, and you will truly be set up to get out there and crush it. I'll see you next week. Good morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where I hopefully can give you a little training inspiration for your Saturday morning meeting. Well, I'm coming to you from a little smoky Long Island, and I want to talk about something serious. And it's about the lack of trust from potential customers. I was reading this survey the other day. It said 23% of potential car buyers say they trust their car salesperson. And let's put it in perspective. The same survey said 35% of people trusted lawyers and 18% of people trusted Congress. Listen, I don't have to list all the reasons why we all know people do not trust us as an industry. What I need to do is give you some solutions to the problem. And the first step is to change the way we think about sales. We need to stop thinking of sales as a transaction to hit a number. And we need to start thinking of it as building relationships so I'll hit bigger and bigger numbers. We need to build trust with potential customers, not just being straight and transparent with them, but providing them with information that your experience tells you they need to make an informed decision. For the same reason all of you have trusted this training program for the last 30 years, we give you the information you need to make the decision. The second step, provide excellent customer service. And I don't mean the customer's in charge. I mean you being a professional, moving a customer through a process to help them get what they want out of their new vehicle. Think about it. When you value their trade, they feel they got more, sometimes a lot more for their trade. And finally, when you build value in the vehicle you're selling, yourself and the dealership, that's customer experience that people expect and they pay up for it. The third and final step is asking for the referral. Nothing says trust like giving a salesperson the name and phone number of a few friends, family neighbors, and coworkers who might next be up for a vehicle. Remember, 90% of buyers say they would refer their salesperson if they had a good experience, and only 10% of salespeople ask. So, do you want to be among the top 10%, or do you want to be in the bottom 90? It's up to you. You need to build trust. You need to ask and receive referrals on a constant basis, and you're going to be in that 10%. Listen, I want you to get out there and crush it. I want you to build trust and relationships, and you are going to watch the sales just roll right in. Get out there and crush it. See you next week. Isn't going to give it to us, so we need to do this ourselves. The only way you are going to get cheaper inventory onto your lot and fast is by turning your service drive into an auction lane, and now. Think about it. How many vehicles do you have moving through your service department every single day? 40, 60, 100? Let's say you do 1,500 ROs a month. Okay? Statistics say you should be picking up 50 more vehicles for your inventory right out of the service drive. Let me ask you, are you doing that out of your drive every month? Because if not, this is the game plan that you need to put in effect and hit the ground running now. Susan Gaitan always says working in the drive is a privilege. So you need to give this responsibility to your best farmers. This is no place for rookies or a bunch of know-it-alls. After identifying the right employee or employees, whoever is working the drive tomorrow does their homework today. Step 1, run through the service appointments for the day. Review with the used manager what's coming in. Run payoff and equity check. Then decide which cars and trucks that you want on your lot. After that, make sure you give that list of customers to the service advisors. They need to work with you for success. Customers trust them more than they trust you. It's just a fact. So you have to make sure that they point out the targeted customers and let you know what work needs to be performed on their vehicle. So now you have a plan in place. Now let's execute. Once you identify the customer in the waiting room, wait for the customer to get settled. Grab that cup of coffee, then begin a casual conversation. Bring up the vehicle they're having serviced and ask them if they like it and what they like about it. Then you just casually mention, let me run an opportunity by you and see if this might be of interest. There are no more valuable vehicles to us in our inventory than our own products serviced by us. Especially this time of year when our dealership does a lot of business in what we call transition vehicles. See where I'm headed? We're dropping a little trade hook here. We roll right into. With your permission, I'd like to have our appraiser take a look at it while it's being serviced. It won't make your service any longer, but it will give you an idea of your vehicle's value. Would that be okay with you? Come on. Who's saying no to that? Nobody. And once they say yes, they are hooked. Then your store's road to the sale needs to take over and reel them in. I promise you, with the right planning and word tracks, there is absolutely no reason why those 1,500 ROs won't turn into 50 more units and sold vehicles on your lot in no time. One last point. Every vehicle running through your service department should be appraised, and that appraisal should be shared with those customers. Call me this week. I'm around, or email me. I will happily share that process with you. Go get that inventory. Go sell those cars. I hope you crush it today, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Good morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where I hopefully can give you a little training inspiration for this Saturday morning meeting. I'm coming to you from the NIADA convention here in Vegas, and every time I come to this conference, I'm just blown away by the independent dealer community. They are truly a part of their communities that they sell in. They're strategic, tactical, and they do amazing numbers with so much less. You know, Alan used to always say, people don't come down to your dealership because they made an appointment. They come down to your dealership because of everything else that you say. Last week, we talked about turning the service drive into your personal auction lane. This week, let's make sure that at every single opportunity and customer interaction, phone, internet, social, I don't care where it is, the trade is being brought up and used as the hook to get that customer into your showroom. You like what I did there? Thought you did. All right, so how many of you are using the trade hook on customer objections? When the customer pushes back on price, asks about monthly payment, out the door price, the trade needs to be 100% a key part of the conversation. Not just because you want that trade, you want every trade, but also because it keeps you in control of the conversation and moving the agenda forward with the ultimate goal. What's the goal of our customer communications? That's right, get the customer to show up in your showroom. So watch, it's this easy, okay? Steven, I'm so glad you asked about the price of the new Tundra. It's a beautiful truck, isn't it? Yeah, you are not alone. They're tough to keep on the lot for us. So let me get this straight, and I understand the monthly payment is your biggest concern. Okay, got it. I'm so glad you're asking about it because there's two ways that affect the monthly payment. One is price of the car, and I assure you, my manager will do all she can from that aspect. The second way is by getting you more money for your trade and lowering the bottom line difference between the two. By the way, are you currently a Toyota owner yourself? Fantastic. Can you tell me about it? Wow, well, your RAV4 sounds like it would make a great transition vehicle. And what I mean by that, and then we just roll in with the rest of the trade hook. Did you hear how in control I was, how confident I was, how we were moving through? Come on, if you already know their trade, then fine, jump in like this. As you know, pre-owned vehicles are still high in demand. And for that reason, our appraiser tends to pay more, sometimes a lot more for vehicles like yours. When was the last time you had it appraised? Boom. Do you see what we did? We took it, control, and moved it back to our agenda to keep the conversation moving. Keeping the trade a part of the conversation keeps driving the customer to your showroom and keeps you out of those rabbit holes. But it also gives you more opportunity to buy cars off the curb, where we know the benefits outweigh going to the auction. So this morning, I want you to share this with your team. Go get that inventory and crush it today. I'll see you next week.